Hi, everybody. Sorry, a little late. 8:32 a.m. on Weather Extra. I apologize. Tatiana and I were having a heart-to-heart talk about something I'm not going to bring up. No, I am going to bring it up. Daylight saving ended. Yes, daylight saving ended last night, and we fall back 1 hour. So we didn't have much sun this morning, but we could actually see things this morning when it got a little brighter outside at like 5:30. Remember, we're shifting the daylight, so sunlight happens earlier in the morning, and then you take it away later. So that means your sunset tonight, which could actually have a little sun, believe it or not, will be at 4:51 p.m. Huntsville time. But again, it's off by a minute everywhere, so it's different times for everybody. The sunset time is not universal. It's different in each location of the Tennessee Valley, actually. So with that said, where's the sun? It's not out right now. We had a lot of cloud cover this morning. We've been tracking showers. That line of rain that's racing across Georgia and Alabama when I came into work was about Athens and Decatur. It's made it a long way. There were a few showers in Huntsville when I was on air this morning. But right now, it looks kind of bleak rainfall-wise, right? Looks like the rain's moving out. And I felt like most of the rain was going to fall during the morning hours, and so far, so good. A lot of clouds today. Cool temperatures. I do think in the afternoon we'll pop a little sunshine, but that's when it gets interesting in the afternoon. There's an upper level low. It's going to wobble around. And if it sounds familiar, it's like the cold core low we had on Wednesday, where you can get these wraparound showers. And we had even some small hail mixed in on Wednesday, I think it was. What happens today is you have a situation where it may dry out by pretty much now. But you could get some of these little wraparound showers. It'll be one of those weird days where the sun will pop. There'll be a dark cloud in the distance, and here it comes at you, and it pours, and then it moves away. If that happens and you have some rain, you have one of those isolated showers. If you don't, most areas will stay dry. The one constant that we all have today is that it's really cool. Temperature's only going to be in the 50s today. We should be still near 70, not even sniffing 70. I'll pull this up so you can see it better up close, okay? So there's the rain. You see how it's all lifting north and east, those little bands of rain? The one area this morning where the rain could linger is right along the Georgia-Alabama state line, from about Bryant down to Mentone in the Cherokee County. But most of this is pivoting north and east, so it's moving on out. You see in Nashville, turn your attention, see that little turning of the rain? That's where we could pop a little bit of like wraparound rainfall later today when that low trickles south and brings it closer. We'll keep an eye on it. But also notice too, right below that little bit of rain in Nashville, there's some breaks in the clouds. And that's where the game gets fun in the afternoon. Clouds to sun to rogue shower, sun, clouds. I mean, that's what the forecast is, again. And what will play a big part in how it feels to you outside. Say you're that one location that has the cloud and the shower and you're at 52 degrees. How's that going to make you feel outside? It's going to be miserable. But if you're that one location that has a lot of sunshine and you're 52 or 53, you're like, it's chilly, but the sun feels really good. Right? That's what makes today's forecast a bit tricky. But fun, challenging. 40s this morning. They're not going to move much. We got a high of 52, 53 across the board. So you're gonna raise those temperatures about not even 10 degrees today, except in Lawrenceburg where it's 43, a little cooler. Afternoon planner, cloud, 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 cloud. And then break up the clouds late in the day. Again, I could put a shower in here easily between about 2 and 3 p.m., but I think more areas will stay dry. So I've kept just a cloudy icon in 52, 53 for the high. Any remaining clouds tonight will exit stage right pretty quickly. It's a cold night. Temperatures fall back in the mid to upper 30s. If you hang on to a 40, it's because you've kept the cloud cover longer than everybody else. Monday looks good. Low 60s, a little cool, and then back to where we should be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Temperatures in the 70s. Slight chance of a shower Friday night into Saturday morning, but otherwise next weekend early call looks good. Temperatures mid to upper 60s. Maybe a little cooler on the back edge of that 10-day on the day 9 and 10 for Monday and Tuesday. But overall, pretty quiet forecast. What's cool this week is you have full moon on Wednesday. The meteor showers this month. The Taurids are southern and northern Taurids, I do believe, are this week. One of them peaks on Wednesday, coinciding with the full moon, which is never good because the moon lights up everything. It makes it a little harder to see the showers. But on Sunday, the 9th, I think it is, they have another show. It's the other Taurus. And you can look up in the sky. It's really easy to see. Kind of look towards the constellation Orion, but to the right of it, sort of. Anyway, if you're a big meteor shower watcher, some people are. I like to go out and check it out. Try to find a non-lit area. Allow your eyes to adjust a little bit. During this time of year, you might want to bring a jacket. It can be a little cool. Look up in the sky. Sometimes you can see them, and sometimes the Taurus are awesome. They produce a lot of meteors. It can be really beautiful. So, something to think about this week. If thinking about doing something at like 2 in the morning and you're bored on a Wednesday night. Hey, I'm coming to work about that time, so you know I'm looking up in the sky. So, hey, Jameson says, hey, send some summer weather back to Priceville. I got you. I'll send some sometime coming like March when we have one of those really hot days in March, and then it'll be back. Still can squeeze out some warm temperatures. Speaking of summer-like, I don't think it'll be summer-like, but forecast models get us back to 70 this week, obviously with the forecast. But the long-term forecast models, I said this yesterday, and somebody wrote me a really nasty email. The end of the month looks really warm, too. Does it mean severe weather? Because that's what the person went off on me about. I don't know. I can tell you this, though. The end of the month does look warm and toasty. Doesn't look cold at all. Could the pattern change? Of course it can. It's 2, 3, 4 weeks out. But end of November, early December look warm. It looks like some cold air will be locked up in like the Great Lakes in New England. But for our area, it looks like it will be average or above average. So what that means for this time of year doesn't mean we hit 90 degrees. It means we hit like 60s and 70s on a regular basis and not the 50s that the high temperature will tend to be by the end of the month on average, which is what you normally expect for this time of year. So, Bill Beck, you had an extra hour and you were late. I know, I was. I got that extra hour of sleep. You know, it's a funny story. Tatiana and I were just talking about this. So in the fallback season, it's beneficial because like Claudia and Matthew were just hanging out here, and then all of a sudden at like 2 o'clock, the clock goes back to 1 o'clock, and they're like, and they have to wait until they go because they get here at midnight. I get here at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. So as long as my alarm goes off, I'm on time. But you know what happened to me last year? I set my alarm for 2 and 2:15, okay, because I wanted to go off twice so I don't oversleep. When you spring forward at 1:59, what does your phone do? Goes to 3 o'clock. So my phone never hit 2 o'clock last year when I changed it in the springtime. And so therefore, it never went off. I literally woke up in a cold sweat at like 3:50, and I was like, what time is it? What time is it? And I get up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Matthew had tried to call me a few times. I got up, raced here, got here. I live 5 minutes away. Got here at like 4:05 and was ready to go at 5 o'clock, no sweat. But like freaky things you don't think about. Like I never thought about that. Like I never had to set my alarm. I never set my alarm at like 2 o'clock and think, oh, it's not going to go off because of daylight saving time. But that's what happened to me last spring. In the fall, it's different because it falls back. So I'm usually going to get up early. In fact, I got here really early this morning because I was so afraid I was going to sleep wrong or something. I wanted to make sure I was on time. And I was fully rested with an extra hour of sleep, like Bill Beck says. Hi, Dave Luddy. Good to see you all. My friend, hope all is well. Hey, I still have to mow. You wrote a message to me this morning. You're going to sit back, chill out, play some computer, but I have to mow still. I have to mow on Monday. My grass got like it jacked up a little bit with the rain that I had at the house last couple of days and last week too. One more time. It's a good song. Stan Barbie, what's up? Good morning, Jeff Desnoyers. I had 4.61 inches of rain in October. Have a great day. I'm not singing today. Take a day off, my friend. You enjoy your Sunday, Stan Barbie, and thank you for the update on the rainfall. 4.61 inches. You know, I feel like the rainfall in October wasn't like where, like, you know, like when we get these thunderstorms in July and somebody will be complaining that they had no rain and then the other town will be like, dude, I'm flooded and I can't have any more rain. That wasn't the case so much in October. It was more distributed evenly across the board in October, I felt like. I checked the numbers. I was looking at it this morning. Right on par for how much rain we should get for many locations. The Decatur area was a little lower than everybody else, but most locations picked up about the same amount of rain this month. It was very evenly distributed. It didn't favor really any area. So that 4.61 is right on target with pretty much what I saw with everybody else today when I was looking up the numbers. Yeah, good month. October can be really dry. And there were times when it was really dry. October can be some of the best weather we've ever had here in the Tennessee Valley, and you get a lot of sunshine. And that could carry into November, like you see there, with a beautiful week ahead. Yeah, we did get our rain. When we needed to get the rain, we got it. We didn't really miss out, which was good. So, good number right there, Stan. Appreciate it. My good friend Al Moniz. Good morning, Jeff. I'm planting tulips today. Al, the gardener, helped me tremendously know more about how to garden myself, and I can't ever thank him enough for that. But planting tulips, that's what you do in Rhode Island this time of year, is you get the bulbs in there and get that little, what is that stuff called? That little, that powder stuff. It's got the word blood in it, and I might offend people, but you put that in your tulips, and it's like steroids for the tulips, and they get big and bold and beautiful. And I used to have tulip gardens all over my house, and I would plant the bulbs in November, and you don't have to replant them every year because they come back after 2-3 years. And after about 3 years, it kind of looks a little dilapidated, and you got to dig them up and start again. That's what I do. But anyway, you put that stuff in. I don't know what that stuff is called, Al, you told me about, but it's like steroids for tulips. But here, you don't plant your tulip bulbs in November. You can get away with planting them as close as almost Christmas. But I will not be planting any tulip bulbs this year. I may next year, though. Because, yeah. Pretty cool to think about the difference in the two areas and how you have to go about your gardening. You wouldn't even think about that. But I miss my tulips, though. I'm not going to lie. I miss my tulip gardens. I don't have any tulips at the house now. But beautiful when they do come in. But the tulips here, up in Rhode Island and Connecticut, come up in like April. Tulips pop here in like February. It's like really early. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I cleaned up my gardens last week. I got rid of some of the stuff that was like kind of old. My cannas are still doing their thing. Haven't had a 32-degree night at my house. I live in the city, so it hasn't been as cold. The cannas, those cannas, they'll fight until they have a 32-degree night. 32-degree night, it's like they shut down. Done. 33, I'm good. 32, and they're fighting. They're still blossoming, my cannas. And my rose bushes are out of control. My rose bushes look like something that you'd see like in April or May. I'll take a picture. Nobody will believe me, but my rose bushes look amazing right now. Everything else in the garden's like, eh. But still fighting the good fight. And my cypresses look great too. They've gotten 8 times bigger. But the cannas, it just cracks me up. If you have cannas in your yard, you might not even know it. They grow so wildly here. Some people have them in their yard and they don't even know it. But I have some red and yellow ones that are beautiful. And I know it was kind of frosty this week for parts of the area, but again, if they don't hit 32, they just keep thriving. And once the automatic temperature of 32 happens, it's like they know it and they just stop growing. And they turn black. And then you got to cut them back because they look like an eyesore in the garden, even in the winter. I don't like seeing them like that. They get slimy too. It's really gross. So, got to get rid of that. Can't have that. Can't have that at all. Anyway. I got big plans today. I got to watch the Titans lose again. Excited about that. I'm going to try to do some things around the house, get some stuff done. Not mowing today. Mowing tomorrow. But I hope everybody has a fantastic day. I know the weather is going to be a little weird in the afternoon, but the cool temperatures are what you're going to remember the most. And then just look forward to some delightful weather after that. There's going to be some cold mornings, though. That Monday night and that Monday morning and that Tuesday morning, we'll wake up. There'll be some 30s. Tonight's low temperature, though, I should put a little asterisk by, too. 37 I have, and that's based on the last of the cloud cover in the evening moving out by midnight. If the clouds linger overnight a bit, You'll wake up to 40 tomorrow with Eric Burke when you're on air with him. But if the clouds clear out fast enough, areas west, like the shoals, will probably have a colder temperature tomorrow morning than, like, say, the higher elevations of Sand and Lookout Mountains. Just because it might have a little more cloud cover east. Just depends on how fast the cloud cover moves out tonight. And that will play a big part in that 37 or 38 or 40 tomorrow morning. Nonetheless, it's cold. Most people can't go outside in the morning and be like, 37, 40. No, it doesn't quite work that way. You just go outside and you're like, I need my hoodie. Yeah, it's cold. All good. Stan, you have a great day too. Everybody on, have a great day. If you watch this back later, thank you for watching. The weather extras are very interesting. I used to do a coffee time on my page and have a whole bunch of people chatting it up and talking. It was really cool. The weather extras, not quite as much, but still get a ton of views afterwards. So we appreciate if you don't tune into the actual live weather extra. We leave the feed on the Facebook page. It's on my personal Facebook page. And you can always rewatch it throughout the day to get your updated forecast. I know I try to keep it conversational. Some people may want to just get to the forecast, but that's not what this is. We have a web page for that. I try to keep this conversational, and you can rewatch it anytime. And it gets a lot of rewatches throughout the day, which is fantastic, and that's why we put it on the social media page for you. Okay. Have a good day, everybody. Enjoy your Sunday. I'll be back on Wednesday. Jade is in tonight. She'll have the very latest. Eric Burke will be with you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at 4:30 in the morning tomorrow. And have a fantastic Sunday.